The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Is that? You thought the Beach Boys had the best surfing tunes. Boy, oh boy, the Beach Boys did have some brilliant surfing tunes as well. But Ride the Wild Surf, I remember hearing that song by Jan and Dean, right? It's Jan and Dean. Ride the Wild Surf. I remember hearing that when I was about 14 years old, and the hairs on the back of my neck stood up with just those lush strings. It's a brilliant song. We've had Dean Torrence on the show before, and do you know what? The guy keeps emailing me, begging to come on the show again. So, Dean, I've let you come on again. Will you please stop emailing me now, sir?
No, I'm going to keep doing it as long as you keep putting me on.
Hey, man, it's such a pleasure to hear you. How you doing? You all right?
I'm just doing really great. Thank you, Ian. How are you doing?
I am. Do you know what? Today, actually, I'm doing very, very well. I bought a little scooter, you know, a little sort of, so not quite a motorbike, recently, and I was riding it today, and it felt good to be alive, Dean, and I don't get that very often.
There is something about riding and getting kind of the wind in your face.
Yes.
And you just feel your surroundings. First time I felt that, I was riding on a motorcycle in Hawaii.
Wow!
You would feel the air. Yeah. You would smell the hibiscus and the flowers. You could smell the ocean. You don't get all that sensory overload sitting in the car.
You don't. And I was saying to someone today, it's the smells. I was riding past some fields, and I could smell the grass as I was riding along. It was incredible.
Very, very good. Well, enjoy it. It really is really special.
Now, Dean,
do you guys have to wear helmets?
We have to wear helmets. Yes.
Okay.
Do you not have to over there?
No, we most states, yes, and a few states you don't. You
guys can still. It's illegal for us to use our mobile phones, our cell phones, while we're driving a car. But over there, you guys are phoning, texting, doing all kinds of stuff.
I think certain states have, certain rules, but, people still do it. And they have Bluetooth and stuff like that, so that you can at least put the phone down or put it on speaker. That's what I usually do, and just put it in my lap.
So, man, honestly...
They just think you're talking to yourself.
Dean,
and at my age,
you probably are.
To listen.
Honestly, we just played Ride the Wild Surf, which, and I don't know if you heard, but I was saying, when I heard that when I was about 14, and I got a battered double album, really old battered double album of Jan and Dean. And I remember hearing that, and it was like, the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. It's and even now it gives me a thrill. It's with the strings and the key change. It's just one of those great songs, man.
And it was one of the first ones that we did that really had that kind of Chuck Berry feel. And we loved Chuck Berry, but somehow our records didn't necessarily sound like Chuck, but always had a little bit of influence. That had the Chuck Berry guitar opening, and it was totally kind of Chuck Berry with strings. So that was a pretty cool recording. I liked it.
Hey,
Jan did all the arrangements and
did he? I mean, did he write?
Job.
Did he write the music down? Did he do the notation, or did he go in and sing what he wanted?
No, he wrote it.
Wow.
He wrote every note. He even wrote drum parts.
Did he really?
Yeah. And we were using from kind of Surf City on in the recording sessions, and I think we were one of the very first, we started using two drummers. And therefore, you had to write the parts out, and the drummers the guys we used were very talented.
Well, Hal Blaine, for example.
Hal read, and we had a holdover from the doo-wop days. Yeah. We had this guy Earl Palmer that we really liked, and we kind of went, oh well, hell, why don't we use both of them?
Wow.
And so Jan would write the parts out and copy them so that they had exactly the same part. Yeah. And they would put their drum sets next to one another. And, man, it was flawless. It was just, they were so in sync that I guess they're great drummers. Yeah. You could barely tell. The sound just was immense.
I've just reminded, Dean, we've had a couple of people on the show that you know. We've had, recently, in the last couple of months, we've had Jill Gibson. And,
great.
Yeah, we had Jill Gibson on. She was wonderful, talking mainly about, her brief stint in the Mamas and the Papas, but also, she was courting Jan. We also had Lou Adler on as well.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so it all kind of links back, and a lot of these guests all seem to link back to kind of California.
Well, again, when we first started, most of the music industry was in New York. So we had a very small pond in the beginning, and everybody knew one another. Yeah. Even though we were in a big city, the industry was so small for us, at least in the beginning, and then that soon thereafter changed pretty big time. But it took a couple of years. And the industry pretty well moved to L.A. We kind of started that revolution.
Did you enjoy being a pop star, Dean? I always get the impression, and I don't know where you always seem to just, you and Jan, you in particular, just seemed happy to go along with it as it happened. And it's easy to forget over in this country where Jan and Dean weren't that big, but in the States, you guys were huge. I mean, you were massive pop stars, huge stars. But whenever I watch clips of you, Dean, you're always like, yeah, I'm here. I'm singing in front of 10,000 screaming girls. I'm going to do a skateboard bit in the middle of a song. You just like, I'm here. This is happening.
That was just us. And I'm guessing what kind of helped was that we were kind of anti-establishment. We didn't know that at the time particularly, but we were really kind of we were radicals and again, I had no idea, within the music industry because we cared to go to school 5 days a week, and that pissed everybody off in the industry because they thought we didn't care.
I love it. What were you studying whilst being a multi-million selling pop star?
Well, I fancied architecture, so I thought that's what I wanted to do. But long story short, I got in and then realized that even my dad told me I probably wouldn't like it. But I would like graphic design and packaging and advertising design and those kinds of things would probably be right up my alley. And he was right. So I stayed in the School of Architecture that also had all these other courses available. Yeah. And I did end up doing logos and packaging and kind of advertising and all of that, point of purchase stuff. And of course that related to the music industry, so it came in very handy. Well, architecture wouldn't have.
You designed your album covers. Was it Kitty Hawk, your album cover design company? Kitty Hawk designed loads of album covers.
I even got Grammy awards.
You did, didn't you?
Never got them for music.
What?
Fancy that.
What was
maybe they're trying to tell me something.
What was the album you got the Grammy for? It was quite an obscure one, wasn't it?
No. It was a one-hit wonder. I don't even think they had one hit.
A no-hit wonder.
Pollution. No hits wonder, and it's wonder why they even did an album cover, but they did. And the album cover won an award, and they didn't sell record one.
You did,
which I needed to point out to the nominating board that the cover was stupid and should have never won a Grammy. Shouldn't even been nominated. And they scratched their head and said, why? And I said, because there's no picture of the group on this thing. You have a chicken coming out of an egg, which was my idea. Yeah. But that was not for the idea was not for an album cover. It was for something else. I said, so as an album cover that's supposed to promote the career of the music artist that labored and put together all this music, that needs to translate onto the cover of what this music is about and who the artist is, and build that person as a brand. Now, what the hell is a chicken coming out of an egg? What does that have to do with it?
Don't talk yourself out of a Grammy, Dean, for goodness sakes.
I even gave the Grammy away.
Who did you give it to?
I kind of don't remember. Actually, my daughters sat on it. They were playing with it. And they sat on it and broke it in 3 places. And then I duct taped it back together again. First of all, I was in tears. I thought it was funny.
Oh, man.
And they thought I was going to be really angry. Yeah. And Mom assured them that I would not be angry about it. And quite the contrary, I got a big kick out of it because I didn't really like it anyway. And they misspelled my name on it.
No, they didn't!
Yeah, they even misspelled.
That's terrible!
And I put this duct tape on it. God, it was funny looking, and it was bent over, and God, and a friend of mine saw it and just cracked up and thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen. I said, "You can have it."
I can't believe that.
I forgot who that was. Otherwise, I might ask for it back just because it was really funny. I loved how it looked. I think he invented it. I don't know.
Go on. He invented what?
No, I think he might have intended on putting it back together again, super gluing it or something. But
he's got that in his downstairs bathroom, Dean, and he's crossed out your name. He's put his name on it, and he goes, "Oh, did you see the Grammy I won?"
Ian? Oh man, I didn't think of that.
You fool.
You're probably right. I had it in my bathroom. That's where my kids got it from.
Am I right in thinking...
on the back of the toilet.
Stop talking, man, for goodness sakes. I can't believe I'm arguing with Dean Torrence. This is so cool. Am I right in thinking you also designed the cover for the Beach Boys' Love You album?
Oh, yeah, I did.
That's kind of the Mosaic thing.
And others.
And I think 76, 77, something like that. Did you, because I know you're friends with the Beach Boys, and, you know, you occasionally pop up on stage with them and stuff. Were you there when they were recording Love You? I mean, how close were you with the Beach Boys in the 70s?
Oh, yeah, I was at a lot of those recording sessions. Yeah, well, because technically I was there to hear the music so that I could design something, again, that would be the visual version of the musical message that they were trying to create. So theoretically, I was there to kind of get the flavor of the music to incorporate it into the graphics. So, yeah, that was one of those covers. Also, people remember 15 Big Ones.
Yep.
I did that one. And that was the first time that, and I wanted to do something in neon. It looked like neon.
Yeah.
And airbrush it and all that. And so since I was going to do a neon thing, I thought, well, why don't I create some sort of logo in neon for the Beach Boys, and that's what I did, and made this logo that looked like neon, and it's been with them ever since.
I know they. Hey, here's the thing, right? This will make you laugh. I've got two boys, Dean, who are 7 and 5 years old, and Mike Love was over. Guess about May, a couple of months ago. Mike Love and the Beach Boys, his version of the Beach Boys, were over at the Royal Albert Hall. And I took my 7 and my 5-year-old. I'd already taken the eldest one to see Brian Wilson doing Pet Sounds. And I took the 7 and the 5-year-old to see the Beach Boys. And the first song, they come out singing Surfing Safari, and my 5-year-old, Dean, is singing along to Surfing Safari. And I'm just thinking, I have raised these boys, and we were up and we were dancing, and it's so, you know, Mike's in his mid-70s and he's singing to a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old, and they couldn't care less how old. It was just magical. And I think a lot of that, the Beach Boys music, the Jan and Dean music, Mamas and the Papas, a lot of that music, the Monkees, it's timeless. And 50 years later, 55 years later, kids are still digging it.
Well, it certainly does kind of have a time stamp on it, which is really neat. You do attach it to, you know, to the 50s, late 50s and the early 60s when stuff was pretty good. Life was pretty simple, and all you had to do was think about going to the beach or, you know, what color to paint your car, you know, and if you could afford to put some new upholstery in it. And that's your biggest worries or biggest things that you would think about.
Yeah.
And that was pretty damn special, I would say. So all that stuff is tied to an era that has come and gone.
Well, it hasn't.
It's pretty neat,
hasn't it? Just now, listen. There is an album. There's a new album, there's a new album that I think it's been released in the States. It's not over here yet. This is now I don't even know how you say it. Do you say fillet of soul or fillet of soul?
Fillet.
Fillet of soul.
Can say it. Hey, you can say it any way you want.
Oh, thanks, man.
I suppose that's French, right?
I guess so. I don't know.
Fillet.
I think that's what you're supposed to say in McDonald's. I want a fillet of fish, but I just can never bring myself to say it.
You're right. There is a fillet of fish.
Now, this album came out in 1966, but the one that's coming out now on CD is different because the Suits, the man, messed around with the original album.
Yes. The timing was that was our last package that album that we were going to do for the label we were on at the time, and we'd been with them for at least 4 to 5 years.
Yeah,
and we were moving on, and so this was the last package we delivered to them, and they didn't like it because it was a live record. And we spent more time introducing the band, which was a big band. We had an orchestra.
Yeah.
Well, it was a big brass band. It was an orchestra. And so there were a lot of people in the band, so it did take time to acknowledge them all. and they just felt as though there wasn't enough music, and it was too much. We would be right in the middle of introducing people or something in a band, and then want to tell a joke. And we never used to tell jokes on stage because, it was a musical show. But in this case, we just thought it was fun to do, and it was a loose environment, and we rather enjoyed it. Well, the record company heard it and said there weren't enough songs. There were like 6 songs on it instead of the normal 12. And there was way too much talking, and the comedy wasn't funny. We had a television show.
And the comedy wasn't funny. That's such a damning thing.
We had a show that had been sold that was going to air about 3 or 4 months after this package.
Yeah.
And this show was going to air at the same time as the Monkees.
Mm.
So we were going to be known for even more comedy than we were already known for. And therefore, this would have been one of the first almost fully comedic album. But they weren't thinking about the show coming along or anything. They were just thinking in the moment, and it didn't sound like a regular LP.
Yeah.
This was too stupid, too silly. So they wanted us to go back and change it. We went back in and made it worse, and then delivered it to the front desk and left. And unfortunately for Jan, he crashed about 3 weeks later.
Oh, man.
And our careers were kind of over for the next 12 or 13 years. So the record company had no other choice. It was the only stuff that they had left that we had done. So they took out all the comedy and put back on just a bunch of just gibberish, that songs that were left over from other projects, and threw an LP together. Hoped that that all the publicity that we were getting from Jan's accident would kind of help promote this thing, and it didn't help. It stiffed because it was terrible musically. So some guys discovered it recently and decided that they pulled it out of the vault and dusted it off and said, "This is terrific stuff. Let's put it out the way it was intended, the way you guys wanted it to sound like, and roll with it."
Have you listened to it, Dean? Does it bring back good memories?
Oh, very much. And memories, because I could hear the rapport between Jan and myself, which you normally wouldn't get on some live record. Maybe you might talk a little about the song you were going to do, but this was full on us interacting with one another, and it was all spontaneous.
Yeah.
We didn't write any of it down. And then working with the band, we knew the band guys. We'd been making hit records with all the guys in the band for 4 or 5 years. So we knew them. They were all funny guys. So they would participate. And it was just I hear it. It just takes me back to, being with Jan before his accident.
Yeah.
After his accident, he was completely a different person.
Yeah.
But he had serious brain damage. So it's fun to remember him as he was before the accident.
To confuse matters even more, the UK release of Fillet of Soul is completely different. The original one is completely different to the American one as well. It's a completely different track list.
Oh, it is?
I don't know if you knew that. Yeah. It's completely different. I've just tweeted the link, so it's coming out in September the 1st over here. You can pre-order it now. I have just tweeted the link. Dean, stay there, because Philip's called in with a question. Good evening, Philip.
Good evening, Ian. Good evening, Dean. I've got a couple of quick questions for you.
Oh.
First of all, do you ever see Arnie Ginsberg?
Arnie, we just mentioned architecture. We ended up both in the School of Architecture at USC together, all during the time Jan and I were making records. So I'd see Jan at night, because he was going to UCLA, another school, and we record at night because we were in school all day, and then I was in the School of Architecture with Arnie during the day. Arnie was very talented.
He's still around, isn't he? He's still around, I believe.
He's still around and very talented, did very well.
Jockey.
And he did not miss the showbiz. He didn't like it.
For those who don't know, let me fill in a little bit. Before Jan and Dean, it was Jan and Arnie. And wow, you went to school with him. You had to, and he wasn't jealous at all, Dean. He wasn't going, that should have been me.
Not at all.
What a nice guy. Go on, Philip.
Yeah.
What's the little old lady from...
We would talk about the Beatles.
Well, you were kids. That's what you're meant to talk about.
He liked them a lot. He didn't say much about our records.
Go on, Philip, one more.
Ignored
Another question. Is the little old lady from Pasadena based on anybody?
It was based on a real little old lady, but that little old lady was in a local car commercial driving a Dodge, super stock Dodge, actually. Yeah. It was a clever commercial, and it was humorous. We saw the commercial. We said, this commercial has to have a song. We sat down and wrote the song and then sent it on to Dodge Chrysler, and they still haven't gotten back to us yet. I don't know about that. But we met the little old lady that did the commercial, and we put her on an album cover, and we did some promotional things with her. We wished that the car company would have gotten behind it. I mean, it was a slam dunk. It was a car that was made for that demographic of young person. Why? Companies would kill to have a top 10 record, and these people ignored it. It was so weird.
Wow.
But I just think that's agencies. Agencies don't want, if they didn't think of it, they don't want anybody to think of it.
Dean, you doing much?
Certainly they don't want to give anybody credit.
You doing much live stuff? Do you still get up on stage from time to time?
I probably play at least every other week, and I'll be playing with Mike at a fundraiser for a food bank in Oklahoma in about 3 weeks.
Oh, fantastic.
So I play with Mike at least probably once every 2 months or so, and then I probably work 2 or 3 times a month still. It's fun stuff. We enjoy it. We don't overdo it. We don't do more than we enjoy, so we're always fresh, and it's the same band. It's basically the same band that toured with Jan Dean throughout most of the 80s and 90s.
Dean, I've said this before. I'm going to say I'm going to blow some smoke up your ass, man, because no, bend over. This smoke is coming. I love you so much. The Beach Boys. And I was a weird kid in the 80s, growing up in the 80s, Dean, because all my friends were listening to whatever the cool bands were, and I was digging Jan and Dean. I was buying Beach Boys secondhand vinyl. I was really into the Monkees. That whole kind of late 60s, and then all the strands that come off, the solo stuff, and all of that. And your music meant and means so much to me, and my boys love it as well, Dean. So, 50 odd years later, the Jan and Dean songs are still going strong in our house. So thank you for that, man.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know if Filet of Soul will be appropriate for your young one. It's liable to freak him out. You better listen to it first. Let the wife listen to it. It may be too weird.
I don't. Hey, listen, you should see.
Then again,
yeah, exactly. My boys are nuts. Dean, I love you so much, man, and it's always nice when you come on and when you drop me an email from time to time. So keep in touch, and we'll speak again soon.
I sure will.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks so much for the call, and let's do it again.
Definitely, absolutely. Dean Torrence from Jan and Dean. The album is Filet of Soul. He's also got an autobiography as well, which is brilliant. I've just tweeted that. Surf City, the Jan and Dean story. It's a cracking read, man. Oh, right, phone lines open. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
Jacked up jive talk for janitors, jazz cats, and gin-soaked boys and girls.
Is that Commando?
If you're awake, you're a welcome.
I've got 5 cactus needles stuck in my...
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Right then, 03... Listen, you know I started doing a show on Sunday mornings on Virgin. Well, I've only just learnt the phone-in number for that. But now I can't remember the phone-in number for this. The bread and butter. I've learnt the phone-in number for the gravy, but the bread and butter? I don't remember it. Luckily, it's written in front of me on a screen because, as you all know, every single radio presenter is an absolute idiot. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee. No, Kath, she has bunked off. Although, here's an interesting thing. You know, I bought, I was talking to Jen about a scooter, and I bought a little scooter, a little 125cc scooter. And mine's really old. It's about 20 years old. It's got 20,000 miles on it. And I got it for under $1,000. And I love it, man. I love it. It went for its MOT today and it passed. I've bullied Kath into buying one. Kath's bought a scooter. So, she may die. That's not funny, but she may actually die, which isn't funny, but, you know, I'm already compiling, a greatest hits package of Kath's greatest hits, so that when she dies, we've already got the obit thing made up. We can just play it out, be nice and straightforward, and basically it's this: doorbells. It's an Asian man saying doorbells. That's all I could find. That's the only bit I could find.
George, you're a fanny.
And that. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. So she's bought a scooter now. She's paid for it. She hasn't actually passed her, had her day of training. And, she's not actually gone to collect it. But she owns a scooter. I bullied her into buying a scooter. I had to take my scooter, into Shepherd's Bush today for the MOT, right? And, I thought, because it was a scooter, all they do is just like look at it and go, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's good. But they didn't. And, they said, yeah, it'll be, so I got it. I couldn't sleep. Been sleeping terribly, absolutely terribly recently. So I woke up ridiculously early this morning and, I couldn't sleep. So I took it in got there about 9 o'clock, about an hour's ride away from where I live to get to Shepherd's Bush. And I got there about 9 o'clock. This is relaxing. Let me listen to this. Let's open the window a bit. Here we go. That's the sound outside Talk Radio Towers. So I took it in and they said, oh no, it'll be ready about 2. So suddenly I'm in London without any transport, with 5 hours to kill. So I went to Leicester Square hoping that one of the many multiplex cinemas there would, be showing a decent film. And lo and behold, at 10:30, they were showing Atomic Blonde, a film that I had zero interest in seeing. I got there quite early. And I was sat in Leicester Square, and this homeless dude came up to me. And fair play to the homeless dude. Fair play. He didn't do I need some money for some petrol. I need some money for some food. He went, man, I'm sick. Can you give me £4? And I said, now, when you say sick, do you mean heroin? He went, yeah, he actually said, I need some money to buy some heroin. And I said, dude, listen, I'm not going to give you any money for you to buy heroin because I think that, and I can see that you're sick and I understand that that you want it and stuff, but I can't give you money with a clear conscience for you to go and buy heroin. But what I will say is, I used to take a lot of drugs and now I don't take any drugs. And there is an alternative. There is another way of doing things. And he went, are you going to give me some money? I said, no, I'm not. And we shook hands. Fair play. We shook hands. And I felt really sorry for him. The poor soul. Imagine being so ill that you're actually going around to people saying, I need some money for heroin. I mean, poor sod, really. I'm being slightly dismissive. We chatted for about 5 minutes, and I said, there are ways to not take drugs anymore if you want. And I said, look, I've heard that NA is very good. Maybe they might help you, or and it's free. And he was like, yeah, okay. And he wandered off to his sad life, and I don't mean that in an insulting way. His life is sad. I felt very sorry for the poor soul. But then I went to see Atomic Blonde at 10:30 in the morning. Now, bearing in mind, I saw the trailer for this a couple of weeks ago, and I laughed at it because it looked absolutely pony. Looked terrible. Looked like a real stinky film, right? And so I went into the cinema, 10:30 in the morning. Here's the thing. I was the only person in there. I had the whole screen to myself. So much so that when the lights came down and the film started, I did what we used to do in the 80s. I started clapping and whistling. When the film first started, there was no sound. I had to go out. This is because they don't have... It's all automated now. It's all done on... it's all done by computer. There's no projectionist anymore. They don't have a projectionist. They don't have a projectionist that goes in and puts the DVD on and presses play. They don't do... It's all done by computer. So I had to go out and say, terribly sorry, there's no sound in screen 4. And they switched it on. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, dear listener. Atomic Blonde is really, really, really good. I mean, like, it's violent. It's a nasty film. I was surprised it was only a 15. In my day, that would have been an X-rated movie, or as they call it nowadays, 18, because it was so insanely violent. I mean, just like ridiculously, horrifically violent. And there's one scene in it, and this isn't a spoiler alert. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil movies for you. By the way, are these phones working, guys? How come we got no phone calls on my switchboard? What the hell is wrong with you, you muppets? Are you waiting for a question? Hang on, let me give you a question. Give you 2 questions, then you can call in about these while I carry on talking about Atomic Blonde. Do you still write to pen pals that you did when you were kids, and do you smile at dogs? There we go, 0344 499 1000. I'll tell you about the smiling at dogs later. There's one scene in it that has been mentioned in all the reviews, where it's a 10-minute long single-shot scene, right? It's set on a stairwell, and I won't say any more than that. Well, what I will say, it's not really one shot. It turns out that there's a little bit of cheating. Apparently, it's 40 shots, and they've kind of stuck it together with the computer. And now I know that, as I was watching it, I could see where they'd made the joins. But still, it was bloody good. Oh, it was a bloody good film. Very sexy. Very sexy and very, very violent. Wonderful. Loved every second of it. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Uncut, after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000. Good evening, Andrew.
Good evening, Ian.
What have you got for us?
Well, it's nothing to do with your topics you had for tonight.
Well, that's this. Can I just stress to all of the new listeners and watchers tonight, while you clear your throat, you can phone in about anything. I'm going to sit here and talk rubbish tonight, and I'll be talking rubbish on my own because Kath has stitched me up like a kipper and not bothered to come in for the next 2 weeks. But people, you, dear listener, can call in about absolutely anything you want. 0344 499 1000.
Right. Now, the thing is, I come up with an idea.
Yes?
For a topic.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes, we like this.
And then I flicked on the Periscope, and you was talking about a film, and you was talking about, I didn't want to see it, but when I saw it, it's good.
Yeah.
I sort of think, have you got a list of films that you want your boys to see, but they can't see them yet, but you want them to see it?
Yeah, Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, not yet.
No, I know. Well, that's the topic.
Oh, no, but I was watching Galaxy Quest earlier on.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, have they seen it, or is it a bit too... Is it, you know...
They won't get it. Will they? No. I don't know how old your boys are. They might be 20.
No, I'm talking about yours.
Oh, hang on a minute. You're watching films wondering whether my boys would like them?
That sounds a bit weird, doesn't it?
That does sound a
bit weird. Have you got a list of films that you want them to see?
Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Groundhog Day.
I don't know why you're blanching at Enter the Dragon. Have I misunderstood the topic?
Yeah, I know, yes, you want to see Enter the Dragon, but have you figured out a list?
Yeah.
Not just Enter the Dragon.
Right, okay. Maybe the list is just Enter the Dragon. Have you considered that possibility? It's a list of one film. Have you considered that as a possibility? Consider it as a possibility. Go on. Have you considered it now? Oh, no, hang on a minute. I've pressed the wrong button. Andrew, sorry, I do apologise. Can I tell you what happened there? Is, we got a touch screen that operates the phones, okay? And, there's a bit of dirt. There's a bit of dirt on the screen, and I tried to get it off with the tip of the pen I'm using. But then it drew on the screen. So then I tried to wipe it off, and you were replaced by another caller.
That's rude.
These things happen. It was this Muji pen that did. Muji pen, what did it? Have you got a Here we go. 0344 499 1000. Have you got a favourite pen? Mine right now. No, serious. No, I know it's a bit Partridge, but fair play. Whenever I watch Alan Partridge and he does those topics, I think, oh yeah, that's quite a good one. But have you got a favourite pen? I nicked this Muji pen, and I can't stop writing with it.
And it's going to kill you when it runs out.
Isn't it just? Well, one of them broke in my bag the other day. The ink went everywhere. Okay, so you want more than just Enter the Dragon?
Yes.
Dog Day. I mean, do you mean like violent films?
No. Films that like kids' films that you think kids films.
What?
You know, like films that you think, right? They're just not old enough at the moment, but I want them to see certain films that they might not get.
I remember the first time I showed them Laurel and Hardy, and I thought, right, they're big enough, old enough for Laurel and Hardy, and they hated it. They hated it. I was crushed.
That's like when they watch Doctor Who with the mannequins, and now they won't go into museums if there's mannequins.
He's talking about my kids again. He keeps talking. What is this? What should I? Are you trying to become me?
I am you from the future.
Flipping it! Don't put through any future me's. I should have made that clear. If anyone phones up and they sound like they're a future me, I cannot talk to them because that will create a paradox. Good evening, John.
Good evening.
Good evening, John.
I think it wasn't my comment, but I think off the boil was a comment on off the calf boil. I think it was a pun.
What are you talking about?
I could be wrong about that.
Oh, what, on Periscope?
Off the calf boil. I mean, I think that's what they were saying, but anyway,
well, someone on Periscope said the show's gone off the boil recently.
Did they? Sorry.
But they spelt it B-O-I-L.
Ah.
Which must mean they were saying the show's got ropey recently. Au contraire, the show has, if anything, become defiantly brilliant again.
It's a rocking show, man.
Thank you, man.
Now, you've got 6.5 million hearts. I happened to come across this on the internet.
Oh, right.
And I thought I'd tell you because there's a lot of hearts, isn't there? There's a lot of love out there for you, man.
Yeah, well, okay.
And finally...
Hello? Why are all the calls sounding creepy tonight? What's happened?
I've seen Barry on television today. Barry from Watford.
Barry from Watford is on Bargains with Pounds with the new Noel Edmonds quiz.
It's a bit of an odd show, isn't it?
I didn't see it. Was it any good?
Well, there's this big shop sort of thing they're in.
Yes.
And a sort of a scoreboard, and Noel Edmonds...
Yes.
He sort of wanders around looking as if he doesn't really understand what's going on. I presume that's an act, but you never really know with him.
Yeah.
And Barry from Watford, Margaret and Goose.
That's better than Barry, that is.
Thank you. He wanders around in sort of a brown coat. I mean, that's what he seems to do. I didn't see all of it. I mean, maybe... He does have an act, but he seems to be wandering around in this brown coat.
He's not Barry. Barry's not one of the Nazis in America, is he?
I hope not.
I hope not. These old people, you never know. He could be one of the Charlottesville Nazis.
The game, I think, is that they have to guess how much something costs in the shop or something. I don't understand these games. But I'm surprised, Barry, if you're out there, Barry, I mean, we'd love to hear about your new show, wouldn't we?
Oh, we would absolutely love to. We would love to, because I thought Barry had been brutally murdered, so That's something quite
Sorry, I
incredible.
keep interrupting you. I'm just so keen to speak to things. I can't stop myself.
Well, shall I shut up?
No, I'd like to apologise for my behaviour.
Okay, well, the apology is considered, and I'll let you know on Thursday.
But he's if he could ring up and explain the show.
Yes.
I think that would be appreciated.
If anybody's seen Pounds, starring Noel Edmonds, and can explain exactly... I've got that blood... I've drawn on my shirt now, this bloody pen. It's not a pen filled with blood. Do kids still cut themselves and mingle their blood with each other?
Oh, I remember a kid trying to do that when I was a kid, and I wasn't really keen.
I think that's how AIDS started. I'm not sure. It's something started as a result of it.
Did you ever do it?
I like to think I did, John, but part of me now is wondering if I just saw it so many times on American television programmes.
Yeah, and the other thing about the Barry thing is his... I mean, it would be funny if his son came into the show, wouldn't it?
No, because he's a psychopath and he's in prison for ABH, so it would not. John, you've got to let it go. All of the calls tonight have been a little bit creepy, if you don't mind me saying so. Little bit creepy. Paul, speaking of creepy, Paul, what do you want?
Hi, you got my brain thinking. I'm using stream of consciousness.
Well, no, we haven't.
You got my brain thinking.
No, we haven't.
You always do. I mean, first of all,
Jesus.
Noel Edmonds was famous for Deal or No Deal.
Just when I thought there was no vibe on the show, Paul comes and sucks out what little vibe there is left.
Okay, Noel Edmonds, you were just talking about, he's most recently famous for Deal or No Deal.
Please stop asking questions and just say things.
Okay, right. Well, do you know there is a TV show that is Deal or No Deal, exactly the same, in Ethiopia? And do you know who presents it and is famous there?
No.
He used to be an English footballer.
I couldn't care. I literally could not care less.
John Fashanu.
Like I give a shit. I mean, seriously, I could not care less.
Okay, finally, do you smile at dogs? I go for a walk twice a day around my village for exercise, a couple of miles. No, dogs smile at me.
Thanks very much for calling, Paul. I mean, if that's the quality of call we're going to get, then flipping heck. Dear God, preserve us. 0344. Saying that, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're more than welcome to. So I've discovered that as I go out, because I've got a dog and I don't like her. I might bring her in this week. Well, no, I might bring her in next week. Right, but I don't like her. Right, she's horrible. We don't get on. But I might bring her in. But so I have to go out and we have to go out and walk the dog. It's like having a 4-year-old, but for 15 years. So you take the dog out and you go and walk and you go and you see other dog walkers and other people, right? And I've found myself, as I'm walking along, smiling at the dogs as they're coming to me. So I've had my headphones on recently, listening to... I was listening to Any Questions yesterday, and then I was listening to the Beautiful Anonymous podcast yesterday. Took the dog out for 2 walks yesterday. It was good. And today. And so I find myself just... the headphones on, and a dog will come towards me and I'll smile and nod at it. And do you know what? None of those bloody dogs offer anything in the way of recognition. But yet I keep doing it. I think it's partly because I don't want to have to smile and nod at their awful human owners. I mean, a woman the other day, right, I have my headphones on, but I'm canny, right? When I see someone coming, I keep my headphones on, but I turn the sound off. Because I know they're going to want to say something to me, but I don't want to make a thing of taking my headphones off. And it was 12:30, right? And I walked past, and I said to a woman came up to me, walked past me with a dog, and I went, hi. And she went, good morning. And then she went, oh, actually, it's afternoon. I honestly, I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to talk to you. So don't start giving me this. Good morning. Oh, actually, it's good afternoon. I mean, what even is that? Just let that go. Can we make a rule, dog walkers? Can we have a pact? Can we agree that we're just going to, as we walk our animals, we're going to look down at the ground. We are not going to make eye contact with anybody, and we're not going to say anything. Although saying this, my dog is rubbish. And at the end of the walk, I kind of have to trick her and sort of sneak up on her and grab her so I can put her lead back on, right? Because if we get to the gate of the park, she won't come near me. She will hide in the bushes, and then she'll come out, and then I go towards her, and she'll go and hide in the bushes. And then a guy came along, and his dog was doing the same thing. And so there were two grown men in their 40s, lying to their dogs, like sort of walking away, pretending that we weren't actually going to walk out through the gate, and pretending that this walk hasn't finished. There's still loads of this walk to go. I mean, hours of this walk to go. So the dogs would come out thinking, oh, more walk. Brilliant. We're not anywhere near the gate now. I can trust them and go up close. And then we had to then pounce on the dogs. Two men in their 40s acting in front of dogs. So there's your phoning, guys. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give me a call on smiling at animals. Why are all dog walkers hideously friendly people? Have you ever had to trick an animal? What else have we talked? Oh, anything? There's loads there, man. There's absolutely loads of shiz. If you want. The way it works is this. You phone up 0344 499 1000, probably free, may only cost you pennies. You'll speak to Cass, she'll take your name and number, and she will give you a call back. It's as simple as that. And tonight, there are two ways you can watch the show. You can watch it on periscope.tv/Iain Lee, or you can go to facebook.com/Iain Lee, and you can watch it there. And if you're watching now, I'm giving you a very traditional British two fingers salute. How's about them apples, guys? Huh? Yeah? You dig? This is the late night alternative. My name's Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Oh yes, another 2 hours of this nonsense to go, dear listener. You want to dive in? You're more than welcome to, and I should stress, you can call in about absolutely anything you want. It doesn't have to be any of the random balls that I'm spouting. You can spout any of your own randomness. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the late night alternative. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Radio advised, with every one of those late night stations playing songs bringing tears to my eyes. I was seriously thinking about hiding the receiver when the switch broke, 'cause it's old. They're saying things that I can hardly believe. They really think we're getting out of control. Radio is a sound salvation. Radio is cleaning up the nation. They say you better listen to the voice of reason, but they don't give you any choice, 'cause they think that it's treason. So you had better do what you were told. You better listen to the radio. I wanna bite the hand that feeds me. I wanna bite that hand so badly. I wanna make them wish they never said me. Some of my friends sit around every evening and they worry about the times ahead. But everybody else is overwhelmed by indifference and the promise of an early bed. You either shut up or get cut out. They don't wanna hear about it's only inches on the reel-to-reel. And the radio is in the hands of such a lot of fools trying to anesthetize the way that you feel. Radio is a sound salvation. Radio is cleaning up the nation. Say you better listen to the voice of reason. But they don't give you any choice, cause they think that it's treason. So you had better do what you were told. You better listen to the radio. Well, if I radio, now the less a radio. Well, if I radio.
Here we go, here we go. Here we go. Summoning spirits. Summoning spirits. Summoning spirits. There we go. Spirits have been summoned. Thank you. Spirits have been summoned. It's a bit noisy on the deck now. Right, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Come on, guys, let's shake it out, huh? Let's shake it out, shall we, guys? We're going to shake it out, for crying out loud. It's Monday. We're all feeling a bit flaccid. I've not been able to sleep the last 2 nights. I'm off the caffeine. I think I'm off the caffeine. I've not had any caffeine today. And I had 1 cup on Saturday of coffee, and I had 1 cup yesterday because I started getting the headache. But no caffeine today. The decaf today, guys. This is it. I am cured of that filthy caffeine addiction. Sweet Lord. That's why I'm finding it hard to get my vibe up, so to speak, if you catch my shizzle. 0344 499 1000. This is the late night alternative. So far, we've talked about have you ever had to trick a dog, being in the cinema on your own. Atomic Blonde. That was a good film. In fact, we can do that. Films you thought were going to be rubbish, and you came out going, oh, actually, that was all right. What's your favourite pen? And anything else you want to talk about? Let's go to Julie. Good evening, Julie.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip. Julie, what kind of cake?
Battenberg.
Ooh. Yeah. I only really like cake that's got cream in it.
Oh, yeah.
I like, because here's the thing. My favourite part of any cake is the icing and the filling. That's it. So if it's a dry cake, I'm not interested.
See, I don't like the marzipan around the outside, which I know is the whole point of Battenberg, but it reminds me of being at my grandma's house. So I just like the pink and yellow squares.
Listen to this text sent in by a pervert. The kids at my school used to spit in the palms of their hands and shake hands for blood brothers. That's not blood brothers. There's no blood involved. That's spit brothers, and no one wants to be a spit brother unless they're making a porno. And I wouldn't want to watch a film called Spit Brothers. I wouldn't. I wouldn't want. Hey, here's the thing. Have you listened to John Ronson's excellent podcast series, The Butterfly Effect?
I haven't, but I've got his selfie book that I'm listening to, an audio book at the moment, but not The Butterfly Effect.
Get the Butterfly Effect. You can get it for free, right? And it's brilliant. 6 hours, and he goes and investigates. He meets the guy that set up Pornhub, right? And then he kind of goes to see the effects that Pornhub has had. He follows kind of the butterfly effect. And it's really good, actually. It's brilliant. But he goes onto the set of a porno, right? Called something like, I won't do the full title because it's got rude words in, but the premise is, that's it. It's the Cheerleader stepdaughters.
Right.
Right. So cheerleaders, I get it. You know, they bounce around, they got the little skirts and the rah-rah. I get it. The pom-poms, I get it. Stepdaughters?
Yeah.
Stepdaughters? So
let me get the whole taboo thing, isn't it?
Well, hang on a minute, right? But that's still, I know it's not blood family, but that's still family. So this poor woman, right, she's divorced or her husband's died, or we don't know, maybe he was murdered. Maybe her husband was brutally murdered, gunned down by Nazis, right? We don't know.
Probably.
Or he's left. Either way, the husband is not there, right? So this poor woman, she's got kids, and she's got to bring... So for a period of her life, she is a single mother, yeah? And then she meets this guy, let's call him Chuck, and Chuck is handsome, and he's got a good job, and he's got a penis like a baby's arm, and they get married, right? So she's with Chuck, and they get married. That's fine, that's great, that's lovely, right? But then Chuck starts boning her daughter, his stepdaughter. That is weird. Don't you think that's weird?
Yeah, but it's weird, but there's a lot of niche things out there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not weird like getting trying to think of something I've done. No, I'm joking. It's not weird like getting wax burnt on your nipples and like a ruler shoved up your bum. That's weird, right? But I can kind of get it. But actually doing it, having a sexual relationship with your stepdaughter is weird. But if we step away from the story a bit of that, so there's a whole there's a whole group of men that fantasize about marrying a divorcee or a widow and then having sex with that woman's daughter. It's the
whole power dynamic, isn't it, really?
That is messed up, man. That is incest. And I know it's not legally incest, but that is incest. If that's your stepdaughter, you can't go there.
That's true. It's true. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Who?
But then that's the whole thing about pornography, isn't it? It provides a fantasy rather than the actual thing.
Who do I write to complain about this? This is what I want to know. I want to complain.
No, I don't know.
Here's the thing: the older I get, and I think I've said this before, the older I get, the more I think Mary Whitehouse was actually onto something. I think she had a point. And she was all Christian white light and stuff, and so it's slightly extreme, but she was right in as much she would say, if we allow this X, whatever that was in 1977, then that means that boundary is broken, so then people will want Y, and then they'll want Z. Well, we've gone past Z. We've done the alphabet, and now we're doing numbers.
We're on wingdings.
Yeah, we're doing wingdings now. We're in Comic Sans. Mary Whitehouse. We're in hieroglyphs. Mary Whitehouse was right. Anyway, Julie, what did you call in for?
I called in about tricking. It's not tricking a dog, but tricking my cat.
I had to chase my dog on my hands and knees, right? My hands and knees under the kitchen table because she gets so excited when her lead comes out for a walk that she just buggers off. She's gone. It's like, come here, man, come here. And so I had to shut us in the kitchen, and she's like, and then it becomes a game for her. So then I went and stood out by the car, and she wouldn't come. So it was awful. I need to get a net. Anyway, go on.
So mine is about so my husband doesn't really like the two cats that we have. Okay, and in the evening the cats go in the utility room through the kitchen. So to get them into the utility room, I have to feed them. Yeah. But if I've already fed them, I realised that by opening the cutlery drawer in a kind of Pavlovian response, they come into the kitchen.
Well, hang on. It's not kind of a Pavlovian response. It's literally a Pavlovian response. Literally a Pavlovian response.
Pavlov's cats.
Yep.
So they would both come in. Now, one of them is remarkably clever.
Yes.
And realised that when I do that now, that there's not necessarily food.
Oh.
So he won't come into the kitchen.
Yes. Oh, she's gone. Well, can you get Julie back, please? Because I want to find out the rest of the story. And we will find out after this.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
What the hell happened to you, Julie?
I don't know. I think it might have been the cat, maybe.
Could have been.
Disconnecting the call.
Yes, well.
So.
Did you have anything more to contribute to the show? Did you have anything more?
Yes.
Go on then.
So
Yes.
what I have to do now
Yes.
is I have to go. I go into the kitchen. I have to hide behind the door.
Yes.
Holding my breath.
Oh.
So that it's like.
You
so
said
that the cat
breath.
Breath.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have to hold my breath.
Yep.
So that the cat comes into the kitchen. But he's now realised that I do that. So instead of coming into the kitchen, he just peeks round the door.
Yeah.
He peeks round the door.
Yep.
So it's kind of like the velociraptors in Jurassic Park who keep learning things. So I'm having to find different ways to trick him.
Hey, I know a trick you could do. Take him to the vet and get him put down. That'd learn him. That'd catch him out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Schrodinger's cat.
Here's the thing, my cat's getting treatment from the vet. We've got insurance because I'm sensible, I'm clever. So far, it's cost me 360 quid, and the insurance company, they've stumped up £90. I thought, right, it's £90. Not deferment. What's the thing when you pay the first bit? Yes. No, so there's about £100 excess. I thought that's fair enough. And then they said, oh yeah, and because your cat's over 10 years old, that's like another third of it that you have to pay. What the what? They've given me 90 quid. Absolute
rotters.
Thank you very much indeed. Julie. Oh, she's gone. Let's go to Dom. Good evening, Dom.
Evening, boss. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, Dom. What you got for us?
I've not done a biography for a while, and since the brains is not there, I wondered if you wanted to go.
Yes. What do you mean? Hang on a minute, buddy.
She's about 3-1 up, mate.
Because I let her do it, mate. Because she's, because I'm a
gentleman.
I am. No, I'm not a gentleman. Actually, I'm a bastard. But I'm a feminist.
You're a feminist bastard. All right, okay.
Thank you very much indeed. That's the title of my autobiography that's going to be out in time for Christmas. It's great for kids. Anyway, yes.
Right, in it, yeah. Right, page between 8 and 300 and get off 09.
87.
87.
Yep.
I will take out any swears. I'll take out any...
Dom, just for those new listeners, Dom is going to read a bit that we have randomly selected. You heard the random selection process. He is going to read a bit from an autobiography or a biography, and I will guess by whom it is by. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Start.
There we go. Hang on a minute. Don't touch him. Yes, Dom. Go on.
Okay, I'm going to start mid-sentence just because the first sentence of the line sounds really good.
Yes.
If it was slapping you in the face with his dick...
What?
Which, to be honest, I'm about this far away from trying. I just want some response from you. Any response. Most of the crowd would be amused and confused.
Wow.
Did I mean any of this? Was it a joke?
Oh.
Was it anywhere near being funny?
Yes.
It was a hot night and they stayed quiet and soporific. Though I sensed they were slightly on the edge of their seats to see where this belligerent improvisation would go.
Oh.
I'm not sure. Can I go on? I told them. Not just with the gig, with life itself.
Oi! So hang on a minute.
What's the point?
Hang on a minute. It's a comedian, yeah?
You can. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, you can take that.
No, I'm taking. Well, I'm not asking. I'm telling you, it's a comedian, yeah.
Yeah, it's a comedian, but I can see how you've worked that out.
Well,
by the words that I said.
Well, it could have been. It could have been a singer.
Yeah, true.
Thank
you.
Continue.
If I killed myself on stage, would that at least get a reaction out of you? Oh. Would you applaud me as I died for my art? They didn't seem to care. I wonder if I can kill myself by pushing this microphone into my eye. Let's give it a go.
It's a British comedian. It's a British comedian.
It is a British comedian.
Yeah, we go. What I'm doing is it's like I'm triangulating.
Triangulating. Do you want me to carry on with this page?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
let's just jump to page 261.
261.
This is going to be it. This is going to be the final piece. Hang on a second. Let me bring in Alan.
Hip hip hip.
Yep. Have you guessed whose autobiography? And it's an autobiography. Have you guessed whose autobiography?
Yeah. Oh, go on, evening, but I need to hear 261 to confirm my suspicions.
Oh, he's got suspicions. He's got suspicions.
I've always been suspect of Alan. All right, Alan, ready?
Cheeky.
I am never going to be one of the purple-faced men with a W.C. Fields nose and nothing in my life but a can of beer and some urine-soaked sweatpants. But it wouldn't take much to push me into drinking enough for that to happen. I already spend my evenings shouting swear words in the faces of respectable people.
Stop the clock! Stop the clock! Alan, who do you think it is? Because I know.
I would have said Alan Carr.
Oh, I would have said Frankie Boyle. Give it up.
Yeah, both wrong.
Oh, balls.
But luckily, I get paid for doing that and have a home. If I didn't have that home, I'll be homeless, and not just in the most obvious sense.
Oh.
The more I didn't drink, so that's a clue.
So it's a boozer.
The more drunks I saw, or a former boozer.
Well, obviously it's a former boozer. That's why I went. I knew that. That's why I went with Frankie Boyle. 'Cause he's a former boozer, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Former boozer.
But turned me into a Haley Joel Osment in a different. What's that word?
What?
Dipsomaniac version of The Sixth Sense.
What?
Sorry, I'm tripping on a word. Dipsomaniac.
I'll give you a dipsomaniac right up your jacksy in a minute, sunshine. So, this is more of a mainstream comedian.
No.
Oh.
Ah.
Give us one more page. I would like page 301, please.
Okay, if you don't, well, that's right at the end. If you don't get it from this, I can give you one clue.
I won't need a clue, buddy. I won't need a clue. I'm in like Flynn.
Yeah, you chat rubbish, you do. Okay, 301. The old fella had bid the Smith's cashier goodbye and came back to the bench. I was getting up to leave. The people behind you must have been getting cross. You were holding them up, teased the wife. He just smiled and gently mimicked her nagging by moving his mouth up and down like a fish. She gave him the lightest of taps and laughed. It was genuinely funny. And even sweeter was the fact that here were octogenarians still clearly feeling like they were teenagers and doing their best to act like it. Growing up can sometimes mean giving up. They stayed young at heart and were still smiling despite their problems.
But Peter Kay.
Had each other.
Peter Kay.
No, it's not mentioned in 1980s or grifters at all.
I'm out. Alan, go on.
I need a clue.
No, for goodness sakes, you absolute bellend. Yes.
Okay, the clue is...
Yes.
I thought Lenny Henry was better than him.
John Gorman.
John Gorman?
From Tiswas.
Who's John Gorman?
He was the one that did the water cycle gag.
He did the what?
He did the water cycle gag.
Mate, that is a really niche... a really, really niche comedian.
You have to understand Tiswas to understand
Is it...
that.
So I'm guessing because you... I know you're a bit racist, Dom. Is it a black man?
It's not.
Oh, it makes
Do
me...
you not remember yesterday?
Not really, no. I don't. Here's the truth. I don't really remember yesterday, no.
Do you remember when I rang up Virgin and said my gay lover, Gary, preferred this person, but I preferred Lenny Henry? Did a little funny call?
I don't really... honestly, listen, guys, I hate to break it to you that I don't even remember what happened in the first hour of this show, let alone what I did yesterday. So...
Well, you said that Kath was going to die on a scooter accident.
I would never say anything as horrific as that, Dominic! How dare you!
Oh my God, he's full named me.
Go on, what, Johnny Vegas?
How Not to Grow Up, a coming-of-age memoir, sort of, by Richard Herring.
Oh, for goodness sakes, go away, go away. Unbelievable, Alan, we don't need that.
No, who is Richard Herring? I've never heard of him.
You've never heard of Richard Herring? Oh, because you don't listen to this show, do you?
Not very often. But I want to talk about films.
Yes.
You know, you said a bad film which turned out to be pretty good.
Well,
I want to talk about high expectations for film which turned out to be
getting
really
like literally every fifth word, so if you can just take the dick out of the mouth, Alan, and try it again. That'll be nice.
I want to talk about films that were high expectations but turned out to be rubbish.
Oh, so the opposite of what I was saying?
Well, turning it on its head.
Okay, you see you've done there, yeah. So the
Crocodile Hunter, Collision Course.
What even is that?
Steve Irwin.
Hang on a minute. Steve Irwin made a movie?
Yep.
And you thought it would be good?
Yeah.
And it was rubbish?
Yeah.
Thanks for calling, Alan. I mean, why would anyone think that a Steve Irwin movie, may God rest his soul, was ever going to be any good? Can you imagine Alan going to the pictures to watch that and, 10 minutes in, going, oh, I hope it picks up. 20 minutes in, oh, come on, man, I really hope it... Half an hour in, this is a stinker. This Steve Irwin movie. I'm so surprised. I thought it was going to be... good. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Evening, Kyle.
Evening, boss. You all right?
I'm all right, thank you, Kyle. What have you got for us?
Well, I might ring you later in the week if that's all right about DWP and my war with them. But that's a bit serious. I don't want to wee on your vibe.
Hang on a minute. Are you booking a slot later in the week?
Well, no, I was going to chance my arm and ring in.
Do you know? No, right. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Right, we can't do it now, so we're going to do it on tomorrow's show. Remind me, tomorrow's show, people can phone in and book their slot for Friday's show. Does that make sense, Carl?
Yeah, no,
So,
I was just
but they phone in and they say, right, I would like to come on. This is what this is brilliant, right? So tomorrow you've got to phone in and you've got to say, I'd like to come on Friday's show, 11:40, and I'd like to talk about, I don't know, Unistubs. I don't know, it's the first thing that came to my head. So you've got to book the time for Friday's show and the topic, and if you don't come on that time, then you're dead to me.
Is it not like the doctors, though, that we might be on, old for ages?
No.
Oh, God, I've dropped my ages then, sorry.
Nope. I will stick to a very strict... I'll even write it down on a bit of paper, and you know when I write stuff down, Carl, I'm taking things very, very seriously. We will stick to a very tight appointment schedule.
I appreciate that. My DWP might be gone by Friday, but I'm willing to give it a go.
I don't know what the DWP is. Let me try and work it out. Department of Work and Pensions.
Yes.
Well, you can give it now if you want.
No, it's all right because it's like I want to contribute to the vibe. So what I was going to do is, can we have a Tom Jones off?
A what?
A Tom Jones off.
You can't say Jones properly.
I did Tom Jones.
You're not saying you're saying Tom Jones. Say again.
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones.
Jones. You're saying Jones. You've made Jones into two syllables.
Tom Jones. Oh, people always have a go at me about the word mayor as well. Mayor. You know, like the mayor of a town.
But you're saying mayor as in a horse.
Yeah.
Or a knight.
Yeah. Well, I meant anyway. That bloke, the Welsh bloke who swings his chair around on The Voice.
The mayor.
No, the mayor's a horse.
Right.
Tom Jones.
What the hell is right? I've got no idea. I don't even know what a Tom Jones off is.
Well, you know, we both do an impression of Tom Jones and we see which one's better.
I don't know what he sounds like.
Well, he does that thing, doesn't he? Like in Sex Bomb, where he goes, whoa! Like that.
All right. Go on then.
Well, I've just done it. I've just done mine.
Was that it?
Well, I can try again.
Go on, try again.
Whoa!
Hooah!
Oh, yeah, but, well, don't know. Is there anything else?
Hooah!
One in a valley.
Well, I don't... you said you didn't want to kill the vibe.
I feel like I have put a bullet in it. I'm really sorry.
Thanks for calling, Carl. 0344 499 1000. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow, you've got to phone in to book your slot for Friday's show with your topic and your time. Okay? Right? Fine. Good. Sorted. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Good evening, Az.
Hey, hip hip hip.
Hip hip hip, Az.
Ian, can I hear Star Trek noises in the background?
No.
I could hear Star Trek noises in the background before.
Not at all. Don't know what you're talking about, buddy. I think maybe you watch too much Star Trek.
I've never watched Star Trek.
How do you know there's Star Trek noises, then?
I don't know. That's the weird thing.
Wowzers.
Ian, have you ever been acknowledged in a PhD thesis before?
That's an excellent question, Az. And my data would indicate that has yet to happen. That honour is yet to befall me, Az.
Your data needs to be updated, sir.
What?
You have been acknowledged in my PhD thesis.
Oh, WTF, and we know what the F stands for. What are you talking about?
I just handed in my PhD thesis, cancer research, sir. You are in the acknowledgement, sir.
Yeah, because at last, someone recognises my cure for cancer.
Exactly.
Yeah!
Actually, it wasn't quite that. It was more that on late nights when I was stuck in the lab on my own, I listened to a lot of Iain Lee.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
You helped me get through. You helped me get through the really boring nights alone in the lab.
Hang on a minute. Are you telling me that I'm not actually in your thesis? I'm just I'm in the bibliography.
You're in the acknowledgements at the start, where it says, thanks to this person. You're like on the second page.
Mate, I totally got my hopes up there. I don't want to be in the thanks. Did you ask my permission if I could be in the thanks?
No, I thought you'd appreciate it.
Oh, man, I want to be in the actual thing, saying, and Iain Lee's got this wicked cure for cancer that nobody knows anything about, but it's brilliant, and it involves Xbox and stuff.
Well, if I come up with an actual cure, then I can always call it Iain Limnab or something.
Yeah, well, that's very kind of you to put me
Would that do? I mean, you've indirectly contributed to cancer research.
Oh, yeah, I mean, but thanks, I guess. I mean, yeah, thanks, I guess, yeah.
Iain, be nice. My cat died. My girlfriend killed it, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, that's true! Your girlfriend did kill your cat!
Yeah, my fiancée killed my cat.
How's she coping with that? Is she putting her hands up yet?
She doesn't seem too fazed by it.
Man, you've got to ditch her. Yeah, does your girlfriend get a mention in your PhD thesis?
Yeah, of course she does.
Who gets mentioned first, me or her?
Good point. I can't remember.
Mate, she has killed a cat. I've only killed 2 rabbits and a cat. I have killed a cat, actually. This is a true... Have I told you about when I had to stove a cat's head in with a brick?
Cat, really?
Yeah, I did. I was in Spain, and I was having a horrible holiday because I was on this medication, and it made me go bright red. And the one day I went out, I saw a cat get run over by a car... and its body was, flat, but the cat was still alive, right?
Oh, I do remember this, yeah.
And so I had to get a brick, and I had to stove its head in. Of course, it was before we had, we had camera phones, otherwise I would film it. But,
I had to cut a pigeon's head off as well the other week.
Oh, buddy, this is the wowzers! Why did you have to?
Decapitate it because the cat outside of my friend's house, I saw it out the window dragging a pigeon across the ground. Went outside hoping that the pigeon was dead.
Yeah.
Looked dead until it started opening and closing its beak.
Why did you choose the ISIS form of execution? That's a controversial method.
It seemed the cleanest way of doing it. Because I got a pair of garden shears from their shed.
Oh, sweet Jesus, you didn't! This is horrific!
And I kind of stamped it around.
Well, we don't even need to. We can imagine it.
I opened it really wide so that I could get.
Well, okay, that's great. That was great. Of course, it was a joke. It was not a joke. It was real, but that was horrific. If ever there is, because we have a cat, although she doesn't really go out now. But she would bring in, injured, what was the last animal I had to kill? A vole. There was a vole in the kitchen floor, just twitching. And I said, I'll take it outside and set it free, shall I, guys? In the garage. Anyway, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. It's a grim reality that these things happen and we make the most of it and that's how that goes. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Now, there's a story in the newspapers today, right? And I've not read all of it because I'm hoping it's a story about, the Sun often do that thing where they do a story and then they do 5 songs that fit the story. And I've deliberately not read the songs, okay? because I'm hoping they're going to be. Sometimes they're really funny and clever. Sometimes they are absolutely awful. So here's the story. The Ring and I. Huh? Oh yeah, Ali's life is to be made into a stage musical. Not Ali Bongo, Muhammad Ali. No, but it's not Ali. It's Ali. Muhammad Ali. The life of boxing great. It would be good if it was Ali Osman from Ozcabs, but it's not. The life of boxing great Muhammad Ali is to be turned into a knockout musical. This story is written by someone called Benji Potter. Is Benji a real name? And also, is this how you spell Benji? Benjy. That's it. For a grown-up adult to call themselves Benji, that, to me, feels a little bit weird. Does it to you? Does to me. Producer David Sonnenberg, the man behind Meatloaf's stage hit Bat Out of Hell. Jesus, there's a musical of Bat Out of Hell. It's a good album. I wouldn't want to go and see the show. Is now on the hunt to find a suitable actor to play Ali. And I don't think you're allowed to black up anymore in the West End, so it would probably have to be a black gentleman, which is great. He told The Sun the musical would be based on the Oscar-winning documentary When We Were Kings. He said, "We can't wait to be doing it. We have no clue who will play Muhammad, but it's going to be great." Heavyweight champion Ali died in June 2016, age 74, after a 32-year battle with Parkinson's disease. A theatre source said... So Benji Potter's got theatre sources. In other words, he just made it up. A theatre source said, "The popularity of the film will no doubt get audiences down to the theatre." Now, here's the bit where they've top 5 Ali musicals. So they've done musicals that would fit Muhammad Ali. So they've not done songs, they've done musicals. Jeez. And I'll be honest, they're rubbish. First one is Ali, Get Your Gun. Come on, guys. Second one I like. Second one's brilliant. Hitty Hitty Bang Bang. Hitty Hitty, because he was what do they call a punching man? Boxer. The Hook of Mormon, Swinging in the Rain, and We Will Sock You. Dear listener, people are getting paid to write this kind of stuff and put it in your newspapers. What paper is it? Oh, it's The Sun. They own us. Brilliant. It's a great story. I enjoyed that, and I think Benji Potter is probably one of the greatest journalists this country's ever seen, and I look forward to Benji taking over the weekend breakfast. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Don't forget, you can listen to us on DAB, you can download the Talk Radio app, and of course, you can go online to talkradio.co.uk. I'm Iain Lee, this is Talk Radio.
The late night alternative with that man, Iain Lee. There's no strangers here, just friends you haven't stalked on Facebook yet.
Have never sent my picture to anyone who didn't request it.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Yes.
Oh, I say, new jingles, guys. New jingles, guys. Wowzers. Evening, Paul.
Hello.
Hello, Paul.
Hello?
Yep.
You haven't seen shocking hours when they're saying about stewing cats' heads up.
Yeah, it was shocking.
Absolutely shocking.
It's shocking, yep. But it happened. It's a true story.
Well, yeah, but you shouldn't go saying that on air, should you?
Why?
Like you condoned it.
Well, I did it. I condone it because I did it.
God. Explain to me how you did it then, and when it was.
Well,
no, go on.
Yeah, it's a painful experience for me to bring up, but I stoved a cat's head in.
Yeah, how? How did the circumstance come around?
Well, I picked up a brick.
Yeah.
And I stoved its head in. I don't understand.
Yeah. I don't understand how you can publicise that and just condone that.
Well, I did it. I condone it because I did it.
God, And you're there at night just saying that to folk.
Well, what did you hear me say, Paul?
No, I heard you say that you've stoned a cat.
Stoved.
You've stoved its head in.
Yeah.
And, okay, I can just condone it.
Stop saying the word condone. I don't think you know what condone means. I did it, Paul. Did you? Is that all you? Is that all you heard me saying?
Yeah.
Right. And
for
how long?
what reason, though?
Right.
For what reason?
Right. Well, so how long have you been listening to this show for?
About 3 years.
Right. What on this station?
Yeah.
Right. You've been listening to this show on this station for about 3 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Right. Even though this station.
No, go on.
Even though this. Yeah, I'm going to. Even though this station has only been going since March the 21st of last year, you've been listening to this show on this station for 3 years.
No, just keep telling me because I'm intrigued by it. That's why I phoned up.
Well, you claim to be listening to a show for 3 years that's only been running for less than a year and a half.
Yeah, so what you trying to say to me?
Well, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
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 So what's the point of your show then?
There's no point in the show.
Yeah.
What was the point of your lie?
Bent on just like abusing everybody and...
No, I'm not. I only abuse idiots, and you're an idiot and a liar.
Yeah. Well, you are as well.
No, I'm not. I've not lied. I've not lied, and I'm not an idiot.
Carry on. No, just carry on.
Well, you said you've been listening to this for 3 years.
I'm intrigued by it, though, but when have you killed this cat, like, and when have you done this and that?
I didn't. Was there a question there?
Yeah, there was a question. Yeah.
What was the question?
When have you killed this cat? And,
it was about 15 years ago.
Yeah. Well, what was your reason behind that? Like you killed this cat? You know, it's full on.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is it?
What were your circumstances like when you killed this cat?
My circumstances, I was doing all right. I had a few quid in the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, so you killed the cat?
Yes. Yes. Grab that.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocking.
No, I'm
you are one morbid person.
No, I'm a better human being than you are.
How are you? Why is that?
Well, because...
Condone yourself then.
Because I'm telling... if you shut up, Paul, I'll tell you. Because, first of all, I've not told a lie.
You shut up. Don't tell me shut up, you.
No, you shut up. Don't tell me to shut up. My show.
What you idiot.
You idiot.
Go on. Condone yourself now.
You don't know what the word condone means.
Yeah, listen. Why did you feel it right to put on there that you killed the cat? Come on, explain about that.
I'm sure I've told this story before in the last 3 years on this radio station that's been going for less than 18 months.
Yeah.
Huh?
Come on.
What?
Come on.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Shut down.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you. Go on.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, you're right. Go on.
Are you in... What is this going on?
Explain about it.
Who are you talking to?
It's okay. I'm talking to my wife.
There's no one there.
Okay.
So you're imagining your wife is there now?
Yeah, okay. Come on. Tell me a story. You're proper sick, aren't you?
I'm not as sick as you, mate. You've been listening to a station for 3 years that's not been on the air for 18 months, and you've got an imaginary wife. Are you crying?
Hello?
Are you crying?
No.
Okay. Sounds like you're crying. There's nothing wrong with crying. I like to cry. I love a good cry.
Well, you would do. You're a bit sad, aren't you?
I can be a bit sad at times, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm a better human being than you are. And I think that's why you're crying now, isn't it? Because you've realised it. Realising it is the first step. towards becoming a better man and a better human being. Don't you think, Paul? Paul, are you still there? Paul? I think we've lost Paul. What a strange little man. Let's go to another Paul. Good evening, other Paul.
Iain.
Yeah?
Good evening.
Yes? Are all Pauls numpties?
No, trust me, I'm changing my name tomorrow because I'm sick of all these puppets singing your show.
Are we just is this show just a magnet for dumb Pauls?
Did he say you stoved Cass' head in with a moped?
Yeah, yes, I did. And I would do it again, given half the chance.
Anyway, I rang up 2 things. Today I told the missus that I'm going to play Had in Hyde Park.
Oh, are you coming?
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing, let me just say, because I've not mentioned it for a while, because I've realised it's ages away and I've been talking about it. So we played Had, Tag, It with some of the listeners a few weeks ago. We are doing it again, and we're doing it on a Sunday afternoon. Sunday, I think it's the 3rd of September at 3:00, Hyde Park, Speaker's Corner. We're going to meet there. We're going to play Tag for about an hour. Everybody is welcome, and kids are welcome as well, and we'll have a right old laugh. And Paul's coming!
Yeah, well, I told the missus today that I'm coming to Hyde Park to play Had.
Yeah.
And she said, grow up, you effing dickhead.
Hey! Well, now, here's the thing, right? First of all, she's right.
I love you too, darling.
She's right. You are an effing dickhead, but she's wrong. You should grow up. No one should grow up, right? Put it off as long as you can. But now, people keep sending me links, right? And I don't click on links because I just can't be bothered. Most of them are rubbish. When someone says, here, have a listen to this tune, you'll like it, like... And the few times I do click on it is rubbish. But someone's been sending me links. Apparently, someone's nicked our idea, Paul, and they're setting up professional Had for grown-ups.
Scott Mills, is it?
No, Scott Mills. Probably. No, Scott Mills is doing Stuck in the Mud in Regent's Park. Off-ground heat. No, but someone has set up like a tournament of tag.
No,
totally copied my idea. Yeah.
Should have copyrighted it.
It's outrageous.
What I was thinking for the original.
Yep.
Have you ever had a really disappointing dream? Last night I had an amazing dream, right?
Yep.
I was down the local pub and 2 sorts come over. All right, mate, blah, 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 and all this. And I thought, oh, I'm not having to touch it. I'm going to get me nuts in here.
What? Hey, steady on. Steady on.
So next thing, they're like, do you want to come to a swingers party? So he's like, yeah, I'll have some of this, I'll have some of this.
Yeah.
So I gets in the car with his birds and we drive. We come to this great big country house, and it's obviously a dream, but you're thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
And the next thing, when we get to this house, we go through these big doors into this massive, massive garden.
Yeah.
And everyone's playing on garden swings, and there's no swing.
That is, for a start, other people's dreams are always dull. But that is most of my dreams at the moment, because I'm on these pills, Paul. There's metazapine. They're all anxiety dreams. So it's all constantly the dream about an exam that I haven't studied for. The dream about it's the end of. I get very sad at the end of things, and by the end of things, I mean the end of jobs, or when. We went from primary school up to middle school. I found that so traumatic. And at the moment, it's a dream about, it's the end of my university degree. Again, another event I found really traumatic. And there's like a big party, and I'm there, but I can't find anybody that I knew. And I've allowed myself to drink. It's like I'm going to let myself drink this one night, but I'm just wandering around looking for people. So all of my dreams at the moment are disappointing.
Do you ever get the dream when your teeth are falling out as well? That's meant to be anxiety.
That's anxiety. Well. Here's the thing: I've stopped having that. But my new anxiety dream is me smashing the screen of my mobile phone.
Yeah, because you know how much it's going to cost.
It's 140 quid. And so instead of having the dreams where my teeth are falling out, I'm now having a dream where I pick up my phone and go, oh no, it's smashed and I just paid to get that fixed. Awful.
Pretty good money they cost you.
Paul,
Unbelievable.
I will see you in Hyde Park, my friend, and I will teach you a thing or two about tag. That's happening. That's happening. Sunday, September the 3rd, we're going to play tag. We're going to record it, but whereas before we recorded the whole thing and we got an hour of radio, I think we might just get like a little 10-minute thing out of it. We'll see how it goes. You know, it might be wonderful and stuff. But we're going to do a little 10-minute record. And also, Mugger Harris, Dan, who's done some brilliant films, he's going to come down and film it. So that is, so we'll make a little movie. So kids are welcome, but be warned that, oh, my neck clicked then, that we're going to be filming it. So your kids might end up, it's only going to go on my YouTube channel, but I won't be bringing my children because I don't want them. I don't want you to know what my kids look like. I always find it weird, and I'm going to say the word, and I'm not applying it to myself, but these celebrities that are always, you know what their kids look like, and they go, I went to one premiere of a kid's film, and I took my niece and nephew. It was Rio 2. It's quite a good film. And I didn't, it was like on a Sunday morning about 11 o'clock. It wasn't a premiere. It was like it was a screening for press. But I didn't realise there would be, you'd have to stand outside and have your pictures taken with your kids and stuff. So my sister came and her kids, and I said, look, I'm going to go and get my picture taken, but I don't really want a picture taken with the kids because I don't want them to get involved in this madness. You know, I don't want their picture online and stuff like that. That's not, it's not fair on them. So if you look, and I've seen this picture pop up a lot. It's a picture of me wearing a blue suit and a pale blue shirt. And behind me, there's like leaves, like jungle leaves. And they use that picture quite a lot recently. Where did I see it online for something? And, that's from the, press screening of Rio 2. If you must know. I've had some new pictures taken by the brilliant Kelly Jo Hearsey. And, she's somehow, I look a little bit fat in some of them, but, you know, but somehow, because I was using pictures that were 7 years old. My publicity shots are like 7 years old, and I don't think there's any grey in it. And it was before I had kids, and I look wrinkle-free and all of this. So I thought it time to get some new photos done. And in some of them, I look all right. I don't know how she's done it. There must be, you must be able to put it into a computer now and just press make fat old man look all right filter. I don't know what it must be the thing. Because I look all right on some of them. I'm looking at it thinking, whoa, if I were, here's the thing about being gay, right? And it's more I've noticed it more with gay men than with gay women, right? And this is a massive generalisation, which is probably quite offensive. But most gay men that I have ever seen in my life, their partner looks like them. Have you noticed that? They do. And I've been thinking about it a lot recently. And I couldn't go gay because I just don't find willies attractive. I think they're horrible things. So that would put me off it. But I'd love to be gay because I'd love to just have, just live with a bloke and stuff. And because it would just be more fun than, living with a woman. Maybe I'm giving away too much about my private life. But also I'd love to have sex with someone that looked like me. Just once. Just really, because I would be getting pleasure, but I would also be giving me pleasure. Does that make sense? Probably not now that I've said it out loud, but in my head, it makes wonderful, wonderful sense. So what I'm saying is, gay brothers, I can understand why you choose someone who looks like you. I get it. I would do the same thing. And if there was a man who looked like me, I might even go gay for a night, just, but there's a lot of ifs and buts in there. I don't want to say that if anyone does look like me, it's not a done deal, right? There's a lot of things, a lot of criteria you'd have to meet. Send me an email with a picture, face first, then we'll see, and let's see how we get on. 0344 499 1000. This is the late night alternative on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Let's be having you, dear listener. 0344 499 1000. Another hour of this absolute guff to go. I don't really know what's happening in terms of the call quality, but let's see if we can up it ever so slightly.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, it's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow, I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roam.
There we go. There we go. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Not so sure why I'm saying it through, what do they call it, gritted teeth, but there's got to be some reason for it, guys. There's got to be some reason for it. Kath's not here. She's off on holiday. When I say on holiday, she's just sat at home, probably listening to LBC and Ian Collins, let's be completely honest. Why would she want to listen to this rubbish on her night off? For all the new people listening, we've talked about killing animals. We have talked about playing tag. We've talked about being alone in a cinema, about Atomic Blonde. We've talked about all kinds of stuff. You can call in about any of that stuff, 0344 499 1000, or you're more than welcome to call in about absolutely anything you want. Now, I, us, they, them, whom, tend to kind of avoid, Brexit and Trump and Nazis and stuff. But if you want to call in about that kind of shiz, man, you're very, very welcome to. It's called the Late Night Alternative for a reason, because you'll find all of that stuff. Just flick to the usual suspects around your dial. People don't have dials anymore. And you can hear that stuff there. So we kind of tend to avoid that and do stuff that's a little bit more frivolous, a little bit more flighty, and certainly more fruity. But you can call them about anything. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. And just to flag up tomorrow's show, you can still call in about stuff tomorrow, but also, if you want to be on Friday's show, you can only come on Friday's show, if you've called up tomorrow to book your slot, you have to tell me what time you want to come on Friday and what you want to talk about. You'll still have to call up on Friday, but we will call you back. But you've got to call up at least 2 minutes before your slot. And you never know, there may be a cancellation. We might be able to fit you in a little bit earlier. But that's tomorrow's show. 0344 499 1000. Oh, look. I have children. They are insane. They've been away. The kids have been away for a weekend, right, with their mum. They went away. So I've not seen them since, I don't know, Thursday or something. And so they came home today, and I saw them, and they were not. Someone said, "Oh, they must have been pleased to see you." No, they couldn't have cared less. Hey guys, nice to see you. Did you have a good weekend? Can you help us with this bit on the Lego game, please? Sorry? Can you help us with this bit on the Lego game? And so I've got to go and play Lego Worlds with them and show them how to do a really easy bit. They're not my children, because my kids would know how to do those Lego games easy. Instead, every 5 minutes, Dad, can you do this bit for us? It's hard. I ended up going on YouTube and working out how to do it, because I just started to find those Lego games tedious. Oh, by the way, we'll start this hour properly in a second. I am a gamer. I'm a 44-year-old man. I'm a gamer. I have an Xbox One. Can someone recommend? I just want a good game to get my teeth into. I was excited at the prospect of the new Micro Machines, but everyone tells me that the new Micro Machines is a stinker, which is a shame, because I liked the old Micro Machines a lot. So, I just want a game. Resident Evil, I kind of dug a bit, but I want a game to sink my teeth into, please. That'll be fun. Speaking of games, Pokemon and No-Go. Game sparks rucks and rows. Huh? This is right. Okay, this is in the Sun again, which is it's by Harry Cole. And it's... Oh, okay, I see, yes, Westminster Correspondent. It's the Westminster Correspondent. It ties in right at the end of the story. My kids love Pokemon. I interviewed the guy who invented Pokemon Go, and he was a really, really nice bloke. But I think I offended him by saying something. Do you ever get that feeling when you're getting on with someone, and then you sort of make an off-the-cuff remark, and just feel the vibe changing ever so slightly? And I think I did that with the guy who invented Pokemon Go, which is a shame, because he's a multi-millionaire and he was going to send me a load of free stuff, and that free stuff never came. So I'm pretty confident I upset him. Anyway, the Pokemon Go craze sparked a crime wave, including muggings, a 30-strong brawl, and domestics, it has emerged. Police logs revealed it all... Oh, no! No! Police... This is not funny. It's not funny. Police logs revealed it also led to a pervert fan exposing himself. He crept up behind a woman and asked, "Are you playing Pokemon Go?" She turned to see him performing a sex act. Oh, dear God, disgusting. The unidentified man remains at large, in West Yorkshire. Other victims were mugged for their phones while playing the app-based challenge. Why have they used the word challenge? They just had to come up with a different word for game, didn't they? So they came up with challenge. Police also broke up a 30-strong brawl that erupted over it in Surrey. But I don't understand what they'd be fighting for. Because in Pokemon Go, I mean, it's kind of cute, and my kids love it, but it's a little... You know, the novelty for me wore off quite quickly. You go around collecting Pokemon, and then you go to a Poke Gym, You have a pokey battle. I mean, so why would 30 people end up having a brawl? And West Midlands officers were called to 2 domestic bust-ups sparked by Pokemon Go. The game, launched in July last year, sees players use phone cameras to hunt monsters superimposed onto real-life settings. And this is why it's from the Westminster Correspondent. The Lib Dems, who exposed the crime wave... Crime wave? Really? Using freedom of information laws, last night called it deeply concerning. Ex-leader Tim Farron said... this is the weird story. It's taking many, many weird twists and turns. Do you think, or is it just me? Ex-leader Tim Farron doesn't like gays, doesn't like gay marriage, doesn't like gay sex. Said, hearing serious crimes are committed using Pokemon is worrying, especially as a dad with kids who love the game. It clearly shows nothing is 100% safe. I don't get that story at all. No, going off with a £600 ornament into the woods is probably not a safe thing to do for kids. Anyone? Just me? Oh, okie dokie. 0344 499 1000. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Leslie Avenue, 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Jonathan.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hi. If you're looking for a game on Xbox One to get your teeth into,
yes,
there's only one real choice, and that's Metal Gear Solid 5.
Now, okay, is that? Did that? Because hang on a second. Just indulge us for a second, dear listener. It's going to get geeky. If you want to stop it getting geeky, 0344 499 1000. Because there was about 2 years ago, there was like a short Metal Gear Solid that kind of came out for free. That's not that, is it?
It's the second part, Phantom Pain.
But is it a full game? Because I completed that other bit in about an hour.
Yeah. It's the full game, the Phantom Pain.
Right, I'm getting it. I like a little bit of Metal Gear Solid. Brip, brip, brip. Does all that, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's not just a great challenge.
Yes.
There's another aspect of it that you and I both absolutely love, and that is the soundtrack. You haven't just got the David Bowie and the 80s songs. Oh. You've got a brilliant song from Donna Burke, who you should have on the show, called Sins of the Fathers.
Who, Donna Burke?
Yeah.
I don't know Donna Burke.
Well, you should have her on the show. She's a brilliant singer, and what a voice.
Wow.
Especially on that song.
Yeah.
And there are 2 mock 80s soundtracks by Ludwig Forsell, called A Phantom Pain and Defiance. And they're both brilliant. A Phantom Pain is slightly better than Defiance because the lyrics are a lot clearer, and there's this brilliant guitar solo that you would appreciate.
I wouldn't have put you down as a man who was into clear lyrics and blistering guitar solos.
Oh, it surprises me every day, that game. In fact, you can buy the CD soundtrack and a second CD called The Lost Tapes off Amazon or eBay.
Yeah.
Well worth listening
All right,
to.
I'm going to pop into my local sex shop. That's how it's pronounced, CEX. I'm going to pop in there tomorrow and buy it.
Good for you.
Thank you very much indeed, Jonathan. Gratefully appreciated. Good evening, Sloop John B. Hello? Let me try here. Good evening, Sloop John B. Nope. Can you get him back, please? Thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Oh, this is brilliant. And I don't, robots are going to replace everybody. We are doomed And robots are going to replace every job. This job will be done. People go, oh, yeah, well, you couldn't replace talk radio hosts. Have you heard most talk radio hosts? Julia Hartley-Brewer is a robot already, and she has been for the past 2 years. And she seems to be coping quite well. So it is going to happen, right? Oh, I turned to the wrong page, and there's a lady's bottom. Oh, it's Rachel Stevens' bottom. Well, there you go. These things happen. I don't want to see Rachel Stevens' bottom right now. Oh, here it is. Page 15. This is... And I don't know why this isn't a bigger story. This should be... Where's page 15 gone? No, I've written it down wrong. Oh, no! Oh, no! I've written it down wrong. That means we're never going to find it. Let me have a little... Oh, hang on a minute. While he's there, let's go to Sloop John B. Good evening, Sloop.
How you doing, big man?
I'm doing very, very well indeed.
Nice to see you're talking to me. You exited me out of the system earlier. It looks like you're running scared.
I don't know. No, mate, you've got a pony phone, and for some reason it didn't connect. I suggest you go and buy a better phone or go and get on a better network.
Now, listen, we were talking about games, and strictly speaking, we are at war.
Yes, we are.
But I want to throw a dog a bone here, and I think it's something you might like.
Thank you, man.
My wee man had a birthday, and the boys you were playing tag with, I took them to the Queensway Ice Bowl.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we were playing a game of bowling, very nice. I discovered a row of vintage arcade machines, original motherboards. Okay, everything from Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
Okay? And I tweeted them, as you know, I'm on the Twitter and all that, and I said to them, listen, man, thank you for that. It was fantastic. I lost a fortune on those machines.
Yes.
All right? And I was going to say to you, Ian, if you ever get a minute or whatnot before you start your shift or whatnot at the old radio station, you might well want to pop in there and lose a few quid.
Please stop saying whatnot.
And what's wrong with whatnot?
Well, don't say whatnot.
All right. Well, I won't. By the way...
Here's the thing. I was in a second-hand computer game shop today in Shepherd's Bush, and I picked up... They had a compilation for the Xbox I'd not seen before. It was a compilation of old Atari games, right?
Okay.
But it was 20 quid.
Yeah, but come on, you can't put a price on that. I've got the Sega one that's got Golden Axe and Streets of Rage and all that.
The Sega one is good, right? And the Ultimate is good. But Atari, here's the thing, right? Everyone goes, Atari, the games are... No, Atari games were crap. They were crap then, and they're even crapper now. So I'm not going to pay 20 quid.
We knew they were crap then.
We knew they were crap, but I'm not going to spend 20 quid to move a dot around.
Oh, come on, just for the sake of it, show it to your boys. And then, by the way, one thing, do you play a Nintendo Switch?
I have a Nintendo Switch and an Xbox One. I'm a multi-console household.
Yeah, I can't make head nor tail of it. I've got an Xbox and someone let me a Nintendo Switch. Couldn't make head nor tail of it.
Do you know why that is?
Why?
Because you're an old man. And
probably.
Yeah, exactly. I prefer the Xbox. I'm a tradition. I like to sit there with the controller, and we do all we do all that.
Likewise, the only thing with Xbox is they were very rude to me on Twitter. I've tweeted them a load of times trying to get the original Mortal Kombat on Xbox, and they just ignore me. I've got the new ones, but there you go.
Well,
By the way, listen, before I go, kudos on Enter the Dragon. Yeah, top one.
Thank you.
That is one to show the boys. You know what? Another one I'm going to show my boy when he gets...
I cut him off because there's the thing with that guy, right? The reason I cut him off is because he has bought an old-fashioned phone because he wants to slam the phone down on me at some point. And I'm just wondering, is he going to slam... one more thing, and then he slams the phone down on me. So I'm just getting in there first. That's all I'm doing. I think that's enough video game chat. If you want to send me suggestions for games to get, Iain@iainlee.com. I don't know. Is the vibe this evening? Is there a vibe this evening? Any vibe? Is there a vibe? I felt there was a vibe for a minute. I don't know if the vibe's gone. Sometimes the vibe goes. Have a listen to this. This is awesome. So robots are going to take over every job, including the job of, I think, the slimiest git on television. A robot that solves problems will host a new Jeremy Kyle-style show. Now, I used to like Jeremy Kyle. I used to find it quite entertaining. And then I had a long, hard look at myself and realised it was exploiting the vulnerable, the mentally ill and the addicted. And then I met Jeremy Kyle, and he stares at you with like this death stare, just like stares at you with this death stare. And I felt an evil presence. I felt a very evil presence. I'm not saying that Jeremy Kyle is evil. I'm just saying that I felt an evil presence. Anyway, this could be right up my Strasse. A robot that solves problems will host a new Jeremy Kyle-style show. TV bosses are looking for people prepared to let artificial intelligence fix their lives for them for a primetime programme. Come on! I mean, it sounds awful, but it sounds brilliant. It sounds... Double Act Productions wants stories where families or friends have to make a big decision. But one showbiz agent joked, "I wouldn't mind representing the robot." It's not the best joke in the world, buddy. And also, when they don't name a source, they've just made that up. Haven't they? They've just made it up. Because you can do that. You can make anything up in a story and go, "Oh yeah, a source told me." A source close to the star said, "A celebratory drop of WD-40 after signing the deal would ensure I'd get the full bottle of champers to myself." This guy is a proper gag man. Gag man comedian. There's a word for it, isn't it? Gag man. Jeremy Kyle needs to keep looking over his shoulder. Sweet Lord. I would probably watch that. I don't watch much TV. Oh, here's the thing. I don't watch much TV because it's rubbish. But I had the house to myself this weekend. It was a joy. And so Saturday I decided I'm going to do nothing except read the David Hamilton book, which I read, and watch telly. And I hoovered up the new series on Netflix, I'm sorry guys, of Wet Hot American Summer. Have you seen that? That is funny. Because I saw the film, and then I started watching the prequel series, but I got 10 minutes into it and thought, I can't be bothered. So I've put that to one side. But then there's a new series, and if you've not seen it, it's so funny. And then I went back and watched the prequel, and what's brilliant is the movie was made in 2001. It was a bit of a flop, and it's kind of a spoof of all those sort of 80s teen movies, except they're all in their late 20s, early 30s, playing 16-year-olds. And there are kids in it as well, but mainly they're in their late 20s. And then the new series is set 10 years later, but filmed 15 years later. So they're all supposed to be 26, but they're all kind of late 40s. Oh, it's funny, man. And it's filthy. Absolutely filthy. Very, very... They throw the C-bomb around in it quite liberally. They do, they talk about a country club. And it's wonderful. So I did that all Saturday, and I watched so much of it. I don't watch TV, really. I watched so much of it, I gave myself a really bad headache, but I couldn't stop watching it. So I did the new series and then the prequel on Saturday and Sunday. And I've gone back to watching. Now, this is a guest that's coming up. Maybe next week. Might be interviewing him next week. And it's a bit of a niche guest, right? So some of you will know this. Some of you won't. But hopefully you'll go and check him out. And of the ones that check him out, I reckon about half will see him for the genius he is. And half will go, I don't get it. I don't get it. Right, so the comedian is Tim Heidecker. And he is half of Eric and Tim, who do good show, awesome show, great job or something. And it's this sketch show. And flippin' heck, man, it is the most... It's so dark. There's a song. I wonder if it might have swears in it. It might be swearing. There's a song about this guy living with his dad, and it's just. But he's like grown up. He's in his 40s. I'm going to see if I can play it. I'll see if I can find it, and then we'll play it. But then it probably won't be that funny, even if I play it. But so he does Tim and Eric. He also does his brilliant series, right? Which is you can watch it online. You can watch it on Fox channel. Is that a channel over here? But you can watch it online, called Decker, and it's he plays like a sort of super spy, and it's set in like slightly in the future. It's the funniest thing, and it's deliberately bad acting, and it's deliberately stupid, and it's just wonderful. I can't, and they're only about 10 minutes long, and I cannot stop watching Decker. I'm loving it. I'm hopefully interviewing them next week. They're doing some shows. He's doing some shows with Neil Hamburger. Yeah? At the Soho Theatre in London for the next couple of weeks, so that'll be exciting. Anyway, 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
Experience the unconventional,
Evening, boss.
the unpredictable, and the completely unorthodox.
Exactly.
With rule-free Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I've got no internet for the last 4 days.
On Talk Radio.
Right, I'm going to play the song, and it probably won't be funny now. You've got to kind of see the video, but it might have a swear in it, so I'm hovering over my mute button and my dump button. It's only a minute long. So this is from Tim and Eric. Here we go.
I'm a middle-aged man, and I live with my dad. We like to hang out, we like to be bad. He lets me have parties, and I let him hang out with the younger man.
Since our women left us, we were forced to live alone. We rented an apartment, only one bedroom. So we sleep together with a pillow in the middle.
I like my daddy, we kiss goodnight, night.
It works for me. It works for me. You've got to watch the video, man. It's funny. So hopefully he's going to come on, and that will be exciting. And I shall be having a proper fanboy crush because that's just kind of what I do. I tell you what. I can feel the vibe slipping away. So what we'll do? Last 30 minutes. Call straight to air. If you want to call in, you can call in anonymously, whatever you want, straight to air. And I realise I've been falling on the call straight to air a little bit too often recently, guys. So we might do it a bit this week and then not do any calls straight to air for ages. Ages and ages. Because if you do it too often, I find it loses its specialness, its magic, its touch goes. So we'll do it the last half hour. If you want to call in, 0344 499 1000. We will take calls straight to air. Let me find you another story from the newspapers, huh? How's about them apples? What have I written down here? I go through the papers before the show, and sometimes I do wonder what I've written down the wrong thing. At the time, the stories seem like good ideas, and then I go back and look at them, and you go, oh, they're pony. That was a pony one. What's this one? What's this one? Bear with me, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Oh, here we go. Listen to this, man. This will break your heart. Kids, stop. No kids listening. 12:30. Kids listening. Are you joking? That would be nuts. They could be listening in another country. I hadn't thought of that. Kids stop believing in fairies and magic at 6 years old. 2 years earlier than their parents, a study found. Well, I don't know. I've not asked my 7-year-old if he believes in magic. I think he does. He better do. Favourites such as the Tooth Fairy and storks, which bring babies. No, the stork was never a thing in this country. That's an American thing, isn't it? No, I was never told about storks. I was told about you put a penis in a vagina and you ejaculate into it makes a baby, isn't it? Something like that. I don't know the exact medical specifications of it, but it's something like that. If you're trying to make a baby tonight, basically get that penis inside that vagina and ejaculate, and that is the best advice I can give you. If that's what you're trying to do tonight, let's keep our fingers crossed, guys, for all those couples out there who are listening to this in the hope that it arouses both partners so they can create a baby. And maybe it's not your partner. Maybe you're trying to help friends where the man is what do they call it? Seedless. Jaffa is unable to father a child, and you're there helping them out, and that's great, and that shows just what the power of friendship is when you will impregnate their wife for them. That's a weird thing to do, actually, now I think about it, isn't it? Isn't it? We want to have a baby, but Steve cannot father a child. Can you? Yeah, I can, but that's... Imagine you go round to your mates for dinner, right? Go, oh, it's a nice dinner. I'm enjoying the dinner. Yeah, there's a reason we got you here, Darren. What's that? Can you make my wife pregnant? Well, golly gosh. Can we have dessert first, is what I would say. Secondly, I'd say my name's not Darren. Thirdly, I'd say, seriously, can we have dessert first and then talk about it? And then after dessert, I just want to sleep, so I'm out of the equation, guys. But hopefully Darren will be there. Line 1, you're on the wireless. Oh, hang on. Leave it. What are you doing? Don't touch it. Try again, line 1. Hello, line 1. Hello.
Hi, Ian.
Hello.
How are you?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, I've tried this with 3 of 4 broadcasting legends.
Yes.
Charles Bandress being one.
Yes.
Yep. Number 2, I've tried it with James O'Brien. He can't do it.
Right.
And Nicholas Parsons, and he can't do it. So are you ready for the challenge?
I'm ready for the challenge, yes.
Okay. And don't think about it too much. I just need you to say Peggy Babcock 4 times quickly.
I need to say what?
Go.
Your phone keeps dropping out.
Peggy, P-E-G-G-Y.
Yeah.
Right, that's the first name, and Babcock, B-A-B-C-O-C-K. No one can say it 4 times quickly. Go.
Well, I bet I can. Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock. Do I win a £5?
Oh, my God. Well, yeah. Do you want to check, or do I PayPal you?
PayPal me, please. Thank you very much indeed. Line 2, you're on the wireless. Thank you very much indeed. There we go. The quality never really rises above sea level, does it? But favourites 0344 499 1000. Favourites such as the Tooth Fairy and storks which bring babies are wiped out by the deluge. Deluge. That's a good word, isn't it? Deluge. There must have been a prog rock band in the 70s called Deluge. Or smooth jazz. Smooth jazz. Jesus, two awful words put together. Wiped out by the deluge of reality online. What? It feels like all these stories... It feels like they've just given up halfway through and then just put blah at the end. So they just, kids don't believe in fairies and magic. Is it blah? Listen to the ending of this. 7 in 10 parents say that is too soon. But most told the survey they were too busy to join in make-believe. Chantel Hazelden of blog Mama Mummy Mum. Oh, Jesus Christ. said, imagination benefits parents and kids alike. What is that? Well, that's no conclusion to a story. Where's the meat? Where's the meat of that story? I thought there'd be meat. I should let you into a secret. When I read these stories before I come on, I literally just read the headline and maybe the first line, and that's as far as I get. And I think maybe that's why newspaper editors do that. My kids still believe in the tooth fairy and stuff like that, and ghosts and magic and stuff like that. You wait till they have to stove in a cat's head. 0344 499 1000. We'll take calls straight to air for the last 20 minutes of the show.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000. Call straight to air towards the end of the show. Let's go to line one. One, you're on the wireless.
Hiya, I've not been listening tonight, but my missus has, and she's asked me to ring up and ask for Darren's phone number.
Yeah, Darren speaking.
What's going on?
Tell you what, you just get your missus to email Darren at iainlee.com, and don't worry, we'll sort it all out. But congratulations, you're going to be a father.
Oh crap!
Here we go. 0344 499 1000. Aren't people funny? Look, this is an exciting story. He said, desperately trying to convey some excitement to a story that's a bit, really, a bit. Brit solves US kidnap mystery from stains. Oh, hang on a second. Yes, line two.
Oh, hello, Ian. It's David Arbiter from Manchester.
Hello, David.
Hello there. I listen to you quite a bit, Ian, and it's just a sort of question. I do enjoy the show, but what is the point of radio nowadays? Why does radio even exist?
Oh, it's there to scare you.
In what way? Because I've got a device that has all the talking, but has pictures as well.
Yes.
In my living room.
Yes, but does it scare you?
Well, I'm not scared at the moment.
Boo!
That's not working. It's not working. You don't scare me.
Oh. Well, in that case, we'll switch off now then.
Well, if you insist. Do you insist? Wow.
And we'll switch back on. 0344 499 1000. A supermarket worker cracked the case of a girl aged 4 taken away in the US. Oh, now you won't stop phoning. I'm doing a story. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hello, Ian, it's Mark. I'm just letting you know, your sole purpose really is for drivers through night. I'm on my way up to Scottish land, and that's what you're there for. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much indeed, Mark. Thank you, sir. I knew there was an answer to that question. 0344 499 1000. A supermarket worker cracked the case of a girl aged 4 taken away in the US from his bedroom 5,000 miles away. Harry Brown, wasn't that the violent gangster movie with Michael Caine on a council estate? With, what was his name? Project D was in it or something, wasn't he? Harry Brown was contacted by Yvette Henley's grandparents after the girl's dad disappeared with her. Hang on a minute. This is quite a confusing story. Let's start this again, but this time really pay attention. A supermarket worker cracked the case of a girl aged 4 taken away in the US from his bedroom 5,000 miles away. Harry Brown was contacted by Yvette Henley's grandparents after the girl's dad disappeared with her. They had spotted the avid online gamer, 21, was one of Virgil Henley's Facebook contacts and begged for help, even though he lived in Staines. Oh, again, this is another mate. So the way I read it as the headline was there's this kid in Staines, it's like solved clues and stuff. Like he was in the Saw movie or something. But they just got in touch with him and asked if he could go... Oh, flipping it. So Harry began messaging Henley and traced him to a motel in Arizona after offering to order him pizza. The Sainsbury's employee said, "I spend my life on the internet, but little did I know that talking to random people would lead to me finding this little girl. Within 2 days, I got his exact location. It's a really weird set of circumstances that fell into place." Let's read on, because I think there's more to this than M's the E. Yvette was reportedly staying with Henley, 28, when grandparents Gary and Kim Forrester won guardianship. Yes, line 1.
Oh, hi. Is it too early to book in for Friday's show?
Yes, it is. That will be tomorrow. But also the first hour of tomorrow's show, we've got Danny Kelly joining me in this studio.
Oh, excellent. I'll ring back tomorrow.
Thank you very much. What time would you like to call back tomorrow?
11:10.
11:10. And your name, caller?
Dominic.
Dominic, and you want to call in to book your place for Friday's show?
Yes, please.
Brilliant. We'll speak to you then. Thank you, Dom.
Cheers.
Tatty bye. Henley was unaware of the outcome of the court hearing on June the 20th, which found Yvette was suffering emotional damage and in danger. Is this a weird story? That's a strange old story, isn't it? Huh? That's a strange old story. Oh dear, but there's not really. That's it. I've kind of picked the cream of the crop. Oh no, I did. This is what the whole show was going to be. I forgot to do this. I meant to do this at 10 o'clock. By the way, yes, Danny Kelly is joining us tomorrow at 10 o'clock to talk about music and radio. And that's it. We're going to have a geeky, lovely chat. And you're welcome to listen on DAB, on app, on online at talkradio.co.uk. You can also call in as well. I'm sure he'll be happy to take your calls. So, now... right, you know the London Eye, yeah? Which is the big Ferris wheel... on the south bank of the River Thames in London, which is the capital of the United Kingdom of England, Scotland, Wales, and indeed Northern Ireland, right? And it's really, really high. I've been up on it, and I don't like heights. I'm not a fan of heights. And I enjoy it because it's a really good view. I get a little bit sweaty. I don't get the panic that I get in other places, but I get a little bit... Yes, line 1.
Sorry, my pen ran out. What time have I got to ring tomorrow?
You're ringing at 10 minutes past 11. Is this Dom?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, 10 minutes past 11 tomorrow to book your slot for Friday's show.
Friday, perfect. Right, I've got that down. Brilliant.
Thanks,
right,
Dominic.
cheers.
Speak to you then, mate. Ta-ta. So I can go up in the London Eye, and I enjoy the London Eye, but I get a little bit sweaty. But then Mo Farah, right, everyone loves Mo Farah. You know, he's brilliant. He's a fast runner, and he seems like an all-round good egg. So, good for him. But he does this stupid stunt. So, the London Eye's pods... I'm losing the will to live as well, so God knows how you're feeling. The London Eye's pods, and you're inside the pods, but he's gone round the London Eye, stood on top of the pod. That, to me, is stupid. So Mo Farah goes out on a high, ho, 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 standing on top of the 135-metre London Eye. The four-time Olympic champion even performed his trademark Mobot pose for yesterday's publicity shoot. I don't like the Mobot. I think the Mobot's a bit too much. So Mo, 34... ends his track career this month and broke down in tears as he claimed a silver in the 5,000 metres at the World Championships. He's switching to marathons. And it really is the most remarkable picture of him stood on top of one of the pods of the London Eye. Look, guys... Let's be honest. Hit and miss show tonight. Hit and miss. It comes and goes. We can't deliver gold every single night, guys. We can't do that. So for the next 7 minutes, why don't we just do nothing? If you want to call in, I'll put you straight through to air. But for the last 7 minutes, let's just let's get rid of that. What have we got? We've got 6.5 minutes. So let's just do nothing. There's no point in me going through the papers if the story's a pony, all right? I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to say anything, all right? I might have to cough every now and then so that the emergency tape doesn't kick in. But let's just sit here and I'm going to say nothing. If you want to phone in, you're more than welcome to. 0344 499 1000. Call straight to air. If I see you flash up, I'll tap the screen. Otherwise, let's just enjoy the silence. There's not enough silence. There's noise and fuss and stuff. So...
Iain Lee, you fill me with glee. Not just me, but the whole of the UK. We love you, Iain Lee. We really do. Yes, that's true. My friend's telling me your surname is an anagram of ill. I don't know if you know that. Iain Lee, Lee, Lee. 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 Iain Lee, Lee, Lee.
I did enjoy Atomic Blonde. It was very fine. No plot spoilers.
Hello. What do you call a man without any shins? Tony.
I am the very mortal of a modern major general of information, vegetable and animal and mineral. I know the kings of England and the quarter-fine historical from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical.